I'm 84 years old. I've been there. I got the promotion, several of them, and I need to tell you something that took me 30 years to understand. The promotion won't fix it. Not because success doesn't matter, it does, but because the thing you're trying to fix, it was never about the job. You got the promotion. Or maybe you're still chasing it. Maybe it's the next one. Maybe it's the corner office, the bigger title, the raise you've been waiting on for 3 years. Either way, I know what you're thinking. Once I get there, things will be different. Once I get there, I'll finally feel like I made it. Once I get there, I can breathe. Let me tell you about a man named David. It was 1974. David was 38 years old. He had been working at the same company for 12 years. 12 years of early mornings and late nights and missed weekends, and yes, sir, and of course, sir, and whatever it takes, sir. He was the most reliable man in the building. Everyone knew it. His boss knew it. The board knew it. And for 12 years, the promotion went to someone else. Then one Tuesday morning, his boss called him in and said the words David had been waiting 12 years to hear. He drove home that night with the title, Director of Operations. His name would be on the door by Friday. He stopped at a red light 3 blocks from his house, and instead of feeling what he expected to feel, the triumph, the relief, the arrival, he felt nothing, just a strange, quiet emptiness, like opening a gift you'd wanted your whole life and finding the box was empty. He walked into his house. His wife Margaret was in the kitchen. His kids were doing homework at the table. He stood in the doorway for a moment and looked at his family and realized he had no idea who they were anymore. Not because they had changed, because he had spent 12 years somewhere else. I know this story because David told it to me himself. We were neighbors for 20 years. Good man, smart man. Worked himself to the edge of everything he had, chasing a feeling that the promotion was never going to give him. He got the title, he lost the years, and the title, as it turned out, didn't even last. The company restructured 18 months later. His position was eliminated. His name came off the door. The years, though, those stayed gone. Here is what I want you to understand about the promotion. The promotion is not the destination. It is a transaction. You give your time. They give you a title and a number. That is all it is, a trade. And there is nothing wrong with making that trade. I made it many times, but you have to know what you are trading. You are trading hours, real, irreplaceable hours of your one life, hours you will never get back. And the question you need to ask yourself honestly is this: is what I am getting worth what I am giving? Because here is the thing nobody tells you when you're 35 and hungry and convinced that the next level is going to be the one that finally makes everything click. The feeling you are chasing, the feeling of being enough, of having made it, of being worthy of the space you take up in this world, that feeling does not live in a job title. It never did. I spent the better part of 20 years looking for it there, in titles, in salaries, in the size of my office, in whether people stood up when I walked into a room. I found none of it there, not a trace. Do you know where I finally found it? It was a Saturday morning. I was 61 years old. I had just retired. No title anymore. No office. No one calling me sir. I was sitting on my back porch with a cup of coffee, watching my grandson learn to ride a bicycle in the yard. He kept falling, getting up, falling again, and every time he looked up to see if I was watching, I was. And in that moment, with no title, no salary, no corner office, I felt more like myself than I had in 30 years of climbing. That is what I had been looking for. Not the promotion. This. Let me be direct with you, because I don't have time for anything else. You can want the promotion, go after it. Work hard. There is nothing wrong with ambition. But do not make the mistake I made. Do not put your sense of worth inside a decision that someone else gets to make. Your value is not determined by your employer. It is not determined by your title or your salary or whether you got the promotion or didn't. Those things can be taken from you at any moment. A restructuring, a new boss, a bad quarter. What cannot be taken from you is who you are when none of that exists. That is the only thing worth building. And here is the hardest part. While you are waiting for the promotion to fix things, life is happening without you. Your kids are growing up. Your marriage is either deepening or quietly dying. Your health is either being built or slowly eroded. Your friendships are either being maintained or slowly fading away. None of these things will wait for you to finish climbing. I have sat at the bedsides of men who were still talking about work, who spent their last years replaying deals and promotions and victories that nobody else remembered, who died still waiting for the feeling that was never coming. Don't be one of them. So here is what I want you to do. 3 things. The first thing, ask yourself honestly what you think the promotion will change, not what it will give you in terms of money or responsibility. What will it change about how you feel? Write it down if you have to. Be specific. And then ask yourself whether any of those changes actually require the promotion or whether you could choose to feel them right now. The second thing, look at what you are trading, not just the hours at the office, the hours at home that you are not present for, the conversations you are half listening to, the moments you are physically there but mentally somewhere else. Add those up. Be honest about the full cost of the trade you are making. The third thing, find one thing outside of work that reminds you who you are without the title. One thing that has nothing to do with productivity or performance or impressing anyone. And do it this week. Not when you have time. This week. Because the version of you that exists outside of your job title is the real one, and that version deserves some attention. I got my last promotion at 58 years old, Senior Vice President, the biggest title I ever had. I celebrated alone in a hotel room with a minibar scotch, because my wife had stopped coming to those dinners years ago, not out of anger, out of exhaustion, because I had shown her over and over that the job came first. She forgave me eventually. We had good years after that, but I will never forget sitting in that hotel room with my title and my scotch and the silence of a celebration that had no one in it. That is the image I want you to carry with you, not as a warning, as a choice. You still have time to make a different one. The promotion won't fix it. but you already knew that. The question is what you're going to do about it.